I built this for my mother. It cost me almost nothing, and it changed her nights. She is almost 60. 4 jobs, $300 a month, and for months she could not sleep. Hello, I'm Kong, 34 years ago, a local Vietnamese living on a low-income budget, sharing a small apartment with my mother. Let me show you what our lives are like and how my mother reacted when she received this gift. She turns to one side, then the other. A few minutes pass. She sits up, stays there for a moment looking at the wall. Then she stands, walks to the kitchen, comes back, lies down again. This happens every night now. When lying down no longer works, she picks up her phone, scrolls until her eyes feel heavy, sets it down, closes her eyes. Still nothing. I have watched this more times than I can count. Not sleeping myself, just watching her not sleep. This has been going on for several months, and the effect is visible now in the way she moves in the morning. Slower, heavier, like someone carrying yesterday's exhaustion into a new day that will add its own. She works 4 jobs with her body. The least her body could do is let her rest. But it does not. I opened Google. The first result said flowing water sounds work like a natural sound blanket. They cover sudden noises from outside. They calm the nervous system. They lower cortisol, the hormone your body produces when it is under stress. And they help the brain move into deeper sleep more easily. That made sense to me. Then I read the suggested method, play water sounds on your phone at night. I closed the tab. A phone screen at midnight is not a solution. It is just a different kind of problem. Google had one more idea. A small indoor water feature. Bamboo pipes at different heights. A pump pushing water up. Gravity pulling it back down. The sound fills the room all night. Price $40 to $100. When I was young, back in my village, I built things from bamboo. A rake for sweeping leaves, a small shovel, a broom my father taught me to make from a single stalk. That knowledge is still somewhere in my hands, and $40 is almost a third of what our household saves each month. Building it myself was not a creative choice. It was the only choice. I contacted an old colleague. He lives on the edge of Hanoi. His family has a large bamboo grove behind the house. Old stalks, thick. The air felt different here, heavier with green, lighter with everything else. Choosing the right bamboo takes a moment. You knock on the stalk with your knuckle. A young one sounds dull, flat. An old one sounds clear like a knock on a wooden door. That is the one you want. Stable enough to hold its shape. Then came the cleaning. Every bamboo stalk has small branches running the full length of its body. They have to come off completely. You grip each one at the base and pull downward in one clean motion. No hesitation. If you hesitate, the branch snaps halfway and leaves a rough stub behind. I measured and marked 3 lengths on the first stalk. 40 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 20 centimeters. Each one a different level of the waterfall. Water would travel from the highest point downward step by step, the way water always moves when you give it a clear path. Then the drilling. Each section needed one hole near the end, small enough to control the flow, large enough that it would not block easily. Bamboo is not like wood. Press the drill too hard, and the surface cracks outward in a thin line. You might not notice until water is already running through it, and appearing somewhere it should not. I drilled each hole in 2 stages. Light pressure first just to open the surface. Steady pressure the rest of the way through. 3 sections, 3 holes. I checked each one with a thin stick. Clean all the way through. Something bought for $40 takes 10 minutes to set up. But I have noticed that things made slowly for someone specific tend to stay in a room differently than things that were simply purchased. Maybe that is just something I tell myself. Or maybe it is true. Is it the same in your country? Does making something by hand for someone change what it means? The base comes first. I cut several pieces at 70 centimeters each. Laid them side by side on the ground, parallel, evenly spaced. Then I used rope to bind them together at each crossing point, pulled tight, looped back, knotted. The kind of binding that does not shift. Then the bap bin, the seesaw, a single bamboo tube balanced at its center on a small wooden pin. One end sits open below the water outlet. Water flows in slowly. When that end becomes heavy enough, the tube tips. Water spills out. The empty end drops back down and the cycle starts again. This mechanism has existed in Vietnamese traditional gardens for a very long time. Simple physics, no motors, no parts that wear out, just water and gravity doing the same thing over and over all night long. I added a small monkey on top. He rides the seesaw up and down with every cycle. The gao came last. A short bamboo section, one end sealed naturally by the node of the stalk, the other end open. Like a small cup that never tips on its own. I smoothed the cut edge with a rough stone until it had no sharp points left. My mother's hands would touch this. The only thing I had to buy was a pump, 10 watts. Submersible, $5 on an e-commerce platform. I placed it at the bottom of an old plastic basin I already had at home. Connected the tube up to the tallest bamboo pipe. filled the basin, plugged it in. For a moment, nothing. Then water appeared at the top, quietly at first, then steadily. It split into two streams, one into the seesaw arm, one down to the next level. From there, it fell to the lowest pipe, then into the water wheel, pushing it into rotation. The wheel turned. The seesaw tipped. Water spilled. The wheel turned again. The sound filled the room immediately. $5. An old basin. Some bamboo from a friend's yard. A water feature without life in it is just plumbing. I had wanted to put koi fish in the basin. A proper glass tank with the waterfall mounted above it. My mother would hear the water and watch the fish at the same time. But a koi tank starts at $200. Some go much higher. Our household saves between $100 and $160 a month. The math does not work, so I kept the old plastic basin and found other ways to give the scene some life. I placed 4 small golden monkey along the bamboo panels, each one holding a tiny bunch of bananas. One near the water wheel, one riding the seesaw, 2 watching from the sides. Then I took a small cutting from a water-loving plant and placed it inside one of the sealed bamboo tubes, leaves reaching upward. Finally, I placed a ceramic vase to the right. White porcelain, blue illustrations along the surface. Hoan Kiem Lake, the Turtle Tower. For many people on a low income, the day has a simple shape. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. The only entertainment most can reach is the phone in their pocket. And the content inside that phone, short fast, always pulling you toward the next thing, trains your brain to keep moving, to keep waiting for what comes next. I think about my village. Wind through trees, frogs after rain, a neighbor's voice across the fence in the evening, sounds that filled the air without asking anything from you. All of that is gone now, replaced by traffic, thin walls, a city that never fully goes quiet. Is it the same in your country? When life gets too loud, what sound do you go looking for? Some gifts cost money, some cost time. Last night time was enough. Maybe what we cannot buy for the people we love, we learn to build instead. And sometimes that is the better gift. Have you ever made something by hand for someone? Or is buying always easier? Let me know in the comments.